I'm the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving me insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I abandoned all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fireflies Forever. We went so long, Chris. By the way, let me welcome in Chris. Chris, welcome. How you doing this week?
Doing good.
Good, man. Good. It's funny, we went so long trying to find things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a lot to talk about. So
yes, we do.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to today's episode. I want to welcome everyone in that's joining us in the chat and watching us live right now. If you are watching us after the fact and we are not live, leave some comments. Let us know your thoughts and let us know some theories that you might have. But here's something I want everyone to do. Drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Join the family. We have a lot of fun, and going to have a lot of fun today talking about a lot of theories. So hello, everyone. Let me see if I can shout out everybody that we have so far real quick. Jeremy Dunderman, member of the channel. Clown, Deanna, James Chadwick. What's up? Dylan McClure. Alicia, what's up, Alicia? How you doing? Dylan, yeah, Dylan, I got Dylan. Okay, all right, we're good to go. So, as we do weekly, we start out with memories, and I know Chris has one for us today. So, Chris, I'm gonna have you set it up, and then we'll play the video. Hey, Melissa.
Yeah. So Harper's up here staying with me for part of the summer for a while, and so I asked her to give me an idea or let her pick out something for memories this week. So she picked out this video of her and Jodie having a little fun, having some girl time, doing some I don't even know what it is, but you guys will see.
All right, here we go. Let me take the comments off the screen, and here we go.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, sorry I haven't posted in a while.
So we are going to be doing Dead Sea Mud masks.
Since you guys really like the zombie masks.
Yes, that was fun. So we are going to get these applied and be right back.
It's cold. Like this. Oh my gosh.
So it says to like apply a thin layer, but since I have to take my glasses off,
I'm applying right now.
I couldn't exactly see what a thin layer was. So we're just going to like
Look at me so far.
spread it out evenly. Spread it out a little bit because some places are like it's super thick and some places it's not thick enough. So we're just gonna spread the love a little.
So this is going good.
I dig it. So yeah.
Look at this. I'm going.
So this has to stay on for 10 minutes. And once Harper is all garbed up, we can show you what hers looks like fully done.
I'm almost done. I gotta finish.
We'll be right back. So we're both all garbed up.
Wait.
10 minutes. All in one video.
So it's been about a minute, and it doesn't feel hard at all. I don't think it's supposed to.
The dog's freaking out though.
Yeah. There's the puppy.
He's like, why do you look different?
Yeah. Okay, so we will check back up when we are
done.
ready to
Wash?
wash it off. Bye. So we gotta pad up soon, so bye-bye. I won't, I promise. Why do I record everything? Merry Christmas, everybody.
We're getting there to that 10-minute mark pretty soon.
Oh, stay.
Time to wash off.
By the way, stay tuned. We're also doing 24K gold IMAX. Also, Merry Christmas.
We're all done.
Yup, and
Soft face.
What?
It feels good.
Yeah, also,
Nice and soft.
we're also doing another video like in a few minutes about the
That's awesome.
That was some of their favorite things to do together was that girly stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think I remember seeing the mask before, and yeah, so awesome stuff. Thank you for sharing as always, man. I really appreciate it. Deanna even says, "I know that look." Oh, well, let's get to some artwork. We've got quite a bit. I've got a lot more. Thank you, Jesse Callan, for sending over a bunch of art. Really appreciate it. So we will go ahead and get into it. And I don't know if you folks in chat noticed this yet, but StreamYard is actually working this week. I probably just jinxed us, but but it's working this week. So so here we go. Here's the first one.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's really awesome.
that's awesome.
Show a little bit bigger. Yeah, Deanna said don't speak too soon. I agree. This is from Nicole.
Nice, love that.
It's really awesome.
Oh, wow,
Yeah, I thought this was really cool too.
yeah, that is cool. Really interesting use of color.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is really cool. And I really like this.
Huh?
I thought this was really cool.
Yeah. Especially given the video that we got that we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then we've got the last one here.
Very nice.
Yeah, so awesome artwork as always. That was a lot of A's. Holy alliteration, we'll say. Hey Jesse. I just mentioned you, so are you secretly like Joe Hendry? Say your name, and you appear.
Yeah, we said her name when she appeared.
Well, we believe in you, Jesse. Just know that we believe in you. But yeah, awesome artwork as always. Tremendous stuff from all the artists, and man, just good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got a video. And I guess let's just start there. Your initial thoughts, Chris, like before we get into what was said. Jesse just said, "I'm just injured." But your initial thoughts on the video and the fact that we got something.
I loved it. I mean, it reminded me a lot of some of the other ones that we've gotten before with Bo, and I love those candid moments. It felt so real just to hear Bo being himself and talking about that, especially when he talks about Bray the way he does and stuff. So yeah, I was absolutely thrilled to get another video like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just let's get there. The amazing guy. Just before we get into how much trouble the tag team division is in and the rest of the roster, the flashes of Bray's face, seeing Bo with his hair down and with the beard grown, and what did you think of just seeing him and seeing the similarities and hearing him speak? I mean, what did you think of that?
Oh, it was crazy. I remember there's one flash that they did a split right down the middle and had Bray's face on that one half, and with Bo's there. It's just uncanny, like how much he is like him look wise, the way he talks and stuff. Like, yeah, it's awesome to see him be. We wondered for a while after Bray passed how would Bo even be able to come back and do anything like this again? And so it's awesome. I commend him for being able to do this. I'm really glad that we get to watch it, to see him, pay tribute to his brother like that, and just talk about him and carry on what he was doing, because he's so good at it. Just you can tell he's Bray's brother. He's got the talent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's clear to see he was so captivating
Mm-hmm.
in that video. For me, he didn't even have to say a word,
Mm-hmm.
and I was drawn in. Silverback is in the house. What's up, man? Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809 saying the Queen of the Ring tournament match with Charlotte, Alexa, Chelsea, and Candice will be interesting in many ways.
Yeah, I noticed that pairing on the board. I'm like, ooh, that has some real potential there, especially since Nikki's been targeting Candice,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Alexa in there, and her and Charlotte have had some issues recently, and yeah, that could be all kinds of fun.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I got to shout out James. We were doing TNA live on Friday, and James just all of a sudden made a comment about SmackDown in the chat. He said it was amazing.
Yeah,
That you guys got a lot to
so
talk
we have
about.
plenty to talk about.
Yep. And,
I watched that video. I was like, oh, James was right.
he was correct. He was correct. So shout out. Deanna saying the pain in his eyes was obvious. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
hearing him talk about grief,
Oh.
just continue to talk about losing Bray. Oh, it's gut wrenching.
It's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about this is something that all of us, unfortunately, many of us,
Mm-hmm.
can identify with.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it hit so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, the things he said were obviously to me were spot on. I know exactly how he feels. What's up, Tazzy?
Tazzy is in the house. Yeah, man, it really hit hard. When he was speaking about grief, Chris, I know that this is difficult, and I want to ask the same question to everyone in the chat. When he was speaking about grief, was there a line or something specific that he said that stuck out to you the most?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact words he used to phrase it, but he said something to the effect of like, you basically just have to learn to live without them. Like, life goes on, and you just have time doesn't heal it. It doesn't change it. You just have to learn to live without them.
Mm-hmm.
That really hit me.
Same, man. Same. Thursday will be 20 years since my mom passed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be lying if I said it's gotten easier,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't.
Yeah,
Um,
you just learn to deal with it in
mhm,
different ways.
mhm. You learn, like you said, you learn to deal with it in different ways. You learn to roll with the waves of grief.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was talking to someone not too long ago, and we were talking about losing parents
Mm-hmm.
and losing loved ones in general. And we were talking about how grief, it doesn't have to be a particular day. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be a particular time. It can be something as simple as seeing the person's handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so many different things can trigger emotions within us. But I thought that entire part where he's talking about grief really hit me,
Mm-hmm.
like really hit me
Oh
hard.
yeah.
Chris, I have to take a call real quick, but if you don't mind, talk about his warning for the tag team division.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously he's talked about the tag team division, how they're going to be tested. Talked about testing their brotherhood, which I thought was really cool. That it kind of gave me the vibe that you know he lost Bray, his brother, and they had obviously this brotherhood. And I think seeing all these tag teams that don't have that quality that they had might be what's spurring this on. Like he doesn't feel like they're worthy to be fighting for the tag team belts when it should have been him and Bray doing it potentially. And so I like that aspect of it, that he's going to be testing these tag teams brotherhood and to see if they're worthy or not. And I think that's a cool aspect. I like to see them going after them like that, and it gives it some substance and a reason why. We've all kind of been wondering why they all of a sudden attack the tag teams. It's cool that we got to find out more about why now, the why behind it. Have something to look forward to. Hopefully, we're going to get some matches soon between some of the Wyatts and some of these different tag teams. I think that'll be really cool to see. So, what do you guys think? Put it in the chat. What you guys thought about that? As far as them, now that we know why the tag teams are being targeted. Deanna called bringing up the Cult of Wyndham. That's cool. We never always wondered what that might be and what could become of that. I'd love to see them play off of that. Love to see Bo talk about that. Be a cool way to carry on something, one of Bray's ideas.
Agree with that. I think that would be really cool to bring that in somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of the tag division, who do you think's in the biggest trouble first, or is just everyone screwed?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're really targeting anyone specific. I think they all are, and something I thought about too. We found out in the documentary that Bray and Bo were just starting to work together, and really makes me wonder what was going to come of that. Were they going to be a tag team? And maybe they were, and maybe that's why Bo's doing this, because these other teams don't have that brotherhood that he had, and So, he wants to punish them because it should have been him and Bray leading the tag team division. They could have been tag team champions together. And these other tag teams are, they don't have that bond like they did. And so I think that's a really cool aspect of why they're going to be going after them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be interesting to see as this all continues to play out if we get any of the teams starting to kind of give the side eye to their tag team partner.
Yeah.
Will this cause any friction between any teams?
Yeah. I thought it was cool too. Something that we talked about last week. We actually started to see it pan out. Of some of the tag teams are starting to band together to want to fight the Wyatts together. I thought that was pretty cool since we had talked about that being a possibility.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. Kind of having Montez do the whole, like, which one of y'all pissed off the Wyatts?
Yeah.
Hello, Zach. How are you? That was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah. Montez has got some good humor in this.
Yeah. And it's okay to laugh at what I'm about to say. It's okay. I'm speaking to folks in the chat. I really hope that they play up just about every horror movie trope, including the one that I always love, where let's say you have a black character in a horror movie, you got one of two options. They're either getting the heck out of Dodge or they're getting targeted first. I want to see Montez and Dawkins kind of get out of Dodge and try to serve up everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be hilarious. I think Montez. The reason I say that is because I think Montez is hilarious, and I think you'd be so good at that. Speaking of that, I really want to see Montez in a movie one day, just any movie, because I think he'd be a great. I think he'd be a great action hero.
Seems like DIY is the most scared because they were like letting everybody else, you all go do that. We're not gonna have any part of it, but I don't feel like that's gonna work out too well for them. I'm gonna say, but the funny thing is, I feel like out of all the tag teams, they're the ones that have the most history with members of the Wyatt Sicks, so they could very well be the ones that are the most in trouble.
Right. Right. I agree with Jeremy, though. I think everyone is.
Yeah, I definitely think they all are.
I mean, maybe not all at the same time, but I think eventually everyone is going to get theirs.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think, I'm definitely looking forward to next week because it seems like we're probably gonna get at least an interaction with at least one of the teams because they were all said they were going out looking for the Wyatts. So I think that we'll at least have some kind of an interaction next week with one of the teams.
I think so too. Deanna's saying, look at what DIY did to Dexter.
Yeah.
Case in point. Yeah. They're screwed.
Yeah. And then obviously Candace and Nikki. I wouldn't want to be Candace.
No.
Having Nikki coming after me.
No. Yeah. She's really in deep trouble. So I guess Chris, and chat, if we could, where do we? I guess let's start here. One, are you happy with the cadence of how we're seeing the Wyatt Sicks now? Are you happy with the frequency that we're seeing them?
Yeah, I have been so far. I like that even though we didn't see them in person, we got, obviously that great video, and then even got the interaction of the tag teams talking about them and that whole thing. So even though they weren't physically there, it still made a big enough impact to me. They were mentioned enough, and it furthered the story. Now we know why they're targeting the tag teams. We see the tag teams are talking about retaliating, coming together against them. So as long as they're furthering the story, I feel like it's okay if they're, if we get a week where they're not on there. The problem is when we go for weeks and weeks and no story or nothing is being furthered.
Right. I agree. I think it's unrealistic to expect them on every single show, every single
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, no superstar is on there every single week.
No. But I agree with you in saying that their presence can still be felt without them physically being there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have to be shown on screen at all. You can just have the tag teams or whoever they're feuding with at that moment appear on screen and talk about their encounters with them, and that furthers the story. That's what we want to see. So, Hassan, hello to you, the amazing guy, saying build them up to win the tag titles, and they also need to soon reveal the connection with Alexa and do more character building and reveal more of the story. Silverback, I'm glad they're back. I just wish we would get more of something going like, why aren't they on any PLEs? I think that's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam was Bray's PLE.
Mm-hmm.
And what better way to continue to pay tribute to him and utilize this story that he really created,
Yeah.
than have them show up at SummerSlam. Would you
What
agree with that, Chris?
Oh yeah, definitely. What I feel like, if I had to lay out what I think is going to happen, and now that they're back, they're involved in a story, building up, and yeah, we know SummerSlam is going to be coming around the corner soon, and it being a 2-night SummerSlam that they're going to need a lot of matches to fill out. My guess is this will be the first PLE that the Wyatt Sicks are on. I think there will be some kind of a multi-tag team match for the tag team titles with the Wyatt Sicks involved in that somehow, whether it be Dexter and Gacy or, some combination of them involved in that is what I think was going to happen.
Yeah. And I think we could have a stipulation with it too.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
definitely possible.
We could see a ladder match. We could see, there's a plethora of things we could do, but I feel like a ladder match would be wild.
Oh yeah.
Between those groups. Alicia asking, could this lead to some kind of video of the Wyatt Sicks picking off the tag teams in some kind of surrounding, like the woods or in a house?
That would be pretty cool.
That would be.
See them just out and about doing something, and there you see some of the Wyatt Sicks members pop up.
Here to play off of that idea, let's say we get a little bit closer to SummerSlam, and each week the Wyatt Sicks show up, and each week they take a tag team, to the point of Nick Aldis having to make some type of statement or say something to the effect of, please bring our tag teams back. We need we have a tag team division for a reason.
Yeah.
We need to be able to have matches in the tag team division to to figure out who's number one contender, have the champions have challengers, all that stuff.
That would be pretty clever.
Yeah, and then have Howdy respond
Mhm.
saying we'll return your teams at SummerSlam if you give us a match, if you put the titles on the line. Would
Sorry,
you?
kids are bugging me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I was just saying, have Howdy respond to Nick Aldis saying that they'll return the tag teams if they get a title match at SummerSlam.
That would be an interesting way. I like that approach to it, of them being forceful, and yeah, that's how they get their way into it. That would be very clever. It feels very appropriate for the story they're telling of
Right.
the heads and stuff. I would like to see that.
Yeah. Jeremy saying I want the Wyatt Sicks to use Freebird rules. I think they will.
I love that idea.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen that for a while, and I remember, years ago of seeing different tag teams do that, and then it adds this extra aspect of, well, you don't know, until the match starts, you don't know which two members you're facing. I like that.
Yeah.
Keeps people guessing.
Yeah. It almost makes it like it's a game of strategy.
Mm-hmm. Actually, as a matter of fact, if I remember right, once the Wyatt family added Braun Strowman, I believe they did that some.
Yep, they did. They did. Because if you're facing a bigger team, you want your larger people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So gotta make the matchups work out right.
Yeah.
Silverback saying this year is flying by, almost SummerSlam already.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. It feels like it was not that long ago that I was at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man, how fast time is flying by this year. Chris, what do you make of, I know the Amazing Guy brought this up earlier, and we're kind of seeing Alexa do her thing, and we're seeing the Wyatt Sicks do their thing. Sorry, my Amazon device, because I dare it to use Alexa. But at what point would you make their paths cross?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting with the path they're on right now. Her kind of doing her own thing, and this obviously being where the Wyatts are going with tag teams. I don't think they necessarily need to cross paths anytime soon. Maybe they will. I mean, it could be like that match we talked about. Maybe Nikki comes out to mess with Candice and has some kind of an interaction with Alexa in that match. That could happen. Or we don't get anything anytime soon. I don't know. I feel like ever since Alexa came back, there's been such an expectation that she's gonna do something with the Wyatt Sicks. Everyone is thinking that, like, okay, it needs to happen, but I disagree. I don't think it needs to happen anytime soon. I'm sure that it will in due time, but I don't feel like it's something that has to happen right away or anything. Especially now that we have some direction for the Wyatts as to what they're doing, going after tag teams. They don't need to have anything with Alexa. Like I said, but I wouldn't mind seeing, if eventually her and Nikki were to get together and go after the women's tag team titles. That would be cool. And that's definitely an option. But I don't like saying that, like, oh, they need to hurry up and do that or anything like that.
That was going to be my question: is there a rush on making?
I don't think so at all. I like seeing Alexa doing her own thing. I think I would love to see her hold gold again. I think it'd be cool if she became women's champion again. I loved her previously on some of her runs as women's champion. So.
Yeah, I wonder if they do the Alexa stuff around WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Would people be dissatisfied if they waited until then? And I'm asking that to the chat. If they waited until Mania to go down that road,
Mhm.
And
I think some people would for sure.
yeah, I do too. But I think it would be neat if they use WrestleMania
Mhm.
to have her atone for what she did at Bray's last WrestleMania.
Yeah, I do like that idea. It's very fitting to tie into that WrestleMania and everything. They could easily, craft some story to revisit that and tie back into that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for it to make sense, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
If you just want to do it because you feel like you got to do it, I'm sure they could do it at any point in time. But
Hmm.
something tells me that they want to do this with intention, with
Yeah,
real intention.
yeah. I feel like they could do a good job of teasing that out too, if that's the eventual plan. Maybe have like I said in that match coming up, just a little look. Her and Nikki exchange a look or
Hmm.
something but make it obvious, like things like that. They could have small interactions with each other at some point. It's not like either one is really looking for the other one, but they're aware that they're there. I think that could be a really cool way to really slowly build that up to that eventual whatever it is, the interaction they're going to have. But if they cross some paths here and there a little bit along the way.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like the awareness piece
Hmm. Yeah,
because,
because I mean, Alexa's made it known. She's back. She's got her Lily doll and her fiend jacket and everything. I mean, she's put it out there that what she is and everything. But yeah, she's still got hints of the original Alexa too. She's doing a good job of playing both sides and not being all one way or the other. So the possibility is always there.
yeah, Deanna saying, plus we can always go down the Randy game with Alexa.
Yeah.
It's a good point too. That's a good point. So, Chris, I think with the Wyatt Six at this point, I think it's safe to say that this is just the start
Oh
of
yeah.
their of what it is that they want to do.
Hmm.
They're starting with the tag team division. I'm asking you in the chat this question. What do you think is next?
That's a good question. We talked about it briefly last week. I love the idea of them, you know, for a while at least, really being dominant, and maybe they get tag gold, and then one of them gets intercontinental or U.S. title or something like that, and then maybe like I said, maybe down the road a women's tag team titles with Nikki and Alexa or something like that. I think it would be really cool if for at least a little while, if they may had them be just a really dominant faction and had a bunch of gold like what Judgment Day has done before, or numerous other factions and stuff, to where multiple members all had gold for a bit. That would be a really cool way to do it. I do like the way they're telling this story too. Something else I thought about, that they're playing off of their time off TV. But in that video, Bo mentioned that they were trying to be forgotten. People were trying to forget them, and that's fueling this too. That they're some of their anger and stuff. I thought that was a really cool way to play off them being not being on TV for a while. It's a good way to address it and bring it into part of the story. That's fueling a lot of this. Is that they're people are trying to forget them, and at the end of the day, to Bo, them people trying to forget the Wyatt Six means they're trying to forget Bray, because this is all about Bray. It's all about that bond of him and his grief and losing his brother. So how would you not be pissed off about that if people are trying to forget your brother that passed away. Like, so I really like that aspect of this, it's really personal to Bo, what's happened so far.
Yeah, they're not treating us like we're idiots.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that they were out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Why not use it?
Yeah, exactly. They're not just pretending that hasn't happened.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Silverback saying, "I want the righteous to come join Cross and get that
Oh
feud
my
going."
gosh, that would
Me
be
too.
just
Me
it.
too. Me too. Yeah, I think where I like what they did with AOP,
Hmm.
but I feel like for what Cross does, it just really didn't line up.
Hmm.
So I think having a group like the Righteous, another talker,
Hmm. Oh yeah, I know. Jody and you have talked about that even in years past and stuff. How
mhm,
much you guys would love to see them in WWE, and yeah, me too. And you know, and even Cross has teased it. So, and who knows? We never know if it could happen. But yeah, I would. Oh, that would be amazing if that happened.
yeah, yeah. I just think that Vincent and Dutch would be ideal
Hmm.
for Cross to run with. I
Oh
mean
yeah.
that's the ideal group for
Hmm.
me to
Yeah.
rival the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. And like you were just saying about the future, I definitely think long term we're gonna get some kind of an interaction with the Y6 and Cross again. And hopefully I really, I hope that we saw them listening about our truth and listen to fans and bring him back. I really hope they start listening to fans about Cross too and
Yeah,
start pushing him and building him up because they could really build him up to be such a good counterpart to the Wyatt Six. We got
yeah,
just a little tease of it there. I think I really hope that they go down that road again, and
yeah.
really that could be a months long feud between them. You could get all kinds of amazing matches out of that.
You know who I really want to see Cross go up against now?
Who's that?
Jay Uso.
Mm, there's a
Completely
lot
out of left field.
here. I feel like with all this stuff that's happened to him, he could maybe get him to tap into his dark side. He's been too nice, for the most part as of late. So that would be really cool. I like that.
Mhm. Yeah, I just think that there's a lot of cool stuff that they could do with Jay. Um, get him to tap into something a little bit deeper. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Yeet stuff. I love the energy that he brings. But let's be honest. In about 3 months, is that going to be old to fans?
Yeah, yeah. It can't last forever. I mean,
Right.
I I reminds me so much of Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement.
Yes, movement.
And even as great as that was, it got stale and ran its course, and then eventually he turned heel. So I could definitely see that happening with Jay.
Yeah. Yeah. Deanna saying we know there's more beneath the surface.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I would also love to see Cross just kind of mess with different people
Hmm.
at the top. Like
Yeah.
eventually Logan Paul,
Hmm.
LA Knight, heck, CM Punk at some point.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I want to see him like really be utilized. And
Hmm. Yeah. Way more intentionally.
mhm. So fans, I'm gonna throw this out there. You made a bunch of noise for Truth.
Yep. Get loud.
Get loud for Cross.
Yeah.
Um, because he's earned it.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a matter of deserved. He's earned it.
Yeah.
Um, Deanna said the seeds are planted is how the story is told to get us there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Completely
yeah,
agree.
they've built him up and to be the puppet master behind the scenes, pulling the strings on all kinds of people. Like that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really, he's built himself up into that. But,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't really done him a lot of favors, if I'm being
yeah.
honest. Um, but yeah, no, I really want to see them utilize Cross. Um, so with the last few minutes here, let's have some fun. Let's say that they finally Silverback saying, "I want to see Cross in actual matches, not
Yeah,
just being backstage." Yeah,
he's been having main event matches. Before like the Raw that I went to a few weeks ago, he was on a match before Raw started, a dark match. So yeah, they need to get him off of dark matches and actually have him have matches on Raw.
yeah, yeah. He needs to be on TV,
Yeah,
not wherever they have main event these days. I know it used to be on Hulu. I don't know if it's
yeah,
strictly on
I don't
Peacock now. I don't
think
even know.
so.
Um, but he needs to be on Raw or SmackDown.
hmm
Heck, if you're not going to use him at either one of those, put him on NXT.
Yeah,
But use
he's
the man.
great in NXT before.
Yeah, yeah. So let's have a little bit of fun here with the last few minutes. Silverback saying he's way too good for main event. Heck
Yes, he
yes.
is.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's say that you got the Wyatt Sicks here, and they do run across paths with Cross again. Let's build Cross a group.
Hmm.
It can be with current people on the roster in WWE.
hmm
It can be with free agents like the Righteous.
hmm
Build us a group that can rival the Wyatt Six.
Hmm. I would definitely like include the Righteous. I mean, that's just like we already said. That's just too perfect of a fit, and they have that storytelling ability, and they have that ability to go dark
Yeah,
and be able to have that's sorely lacking in WWE right now is dark characters. So I would welcome having some more people that have that capability because not everybody can do that. It takes a special kind of talent to be able to do that. So I would hands down. I would if that were on the table, I would definitely include them.
yeah, for sure.
Oh,
And I want to add to this too. Make the teams even.
hmm
So make them even.
I love one there. Alexa Bliss Gamer says Sean Spears. That's a
I like.
really good one too. I'm really liking what he's been doing with the calling in NXT.
Yeah, I
I feel
really
like
like that.
yeah, he would be a fantastic fit for that group too.
Yeah, is I love what he's doing now because I forget what it was he was doing before. Was it a perfect 10 or
hmm
whatever it was?
Yeah.
This is way better. So,
Oh yeah.
um, yeah, but yeah, keep throwing those out there, folks. Let us know. And here's the other thing: let Scarlett wrestle,
Yes, absolutely.
please.
Yeah, really want to see that.
Deanna
It'd be
says,
too many to match up even with the Wyatt Six. But Dark State with Cross could be pretty
"Oh,
cool.
that would be good too." Yeah. Deanna saying, "What if Spears is working with Cross and we don't know it?
Ooh. Hmm.
What if Cross is the puppet master of the culling?"
Hmm. I like that idea.
I like.
Hmm.
I I like where you're going with that.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I think that's something too. I I apologize. I'm going on a couple different tangents, I guess, but I think that's something that WWE could do too if they really want to have some connectivity between brands.
Mhm.
Is have storylines connect
Mhm.
between brands.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to have somebody doing something on Raw or NXT and have it connect.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Because
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say, because when you look to bring those folks up, now you're not starting from of basically the foundation and trying
Yeah.
to build from there.
Yeah, I really like that idea as it pertains to the Wyatt Six too, because we've talked about that before. That some of those plans that Bray had was to have members of the Wyatt Six on all different brands, like so they'd have representation and be able to carry stories on between all of them by having members planted in each different brand.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be that would be good. Because then you don't get the stale storylines or
Mm-hmm.
the one feud to focus on. You kind of spread it out, and it's not too heavy in one place or another. And I think I was talking to a coworker actually today, and we were talking about the Wyatt Six, and he's never really been a fan of like the supernatural or
Mm-hmm.
darker characters. Um, so we were talking about that a little bit, and I said to him, what what could WWE do to get you invested
Mm-hmm.
in a group like the Wyatt Six? And he said, I just want to see them do different stuff, like not with the same feuds, but I want to see them against different people. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, what if they somehow ended up in NXT? He said, oh, that'd be dope. And I was like, there we go. So,
Yeah, yeah, I
uh,
would love to see them show up on different brands. I mean,
yeah.
I don't, I feel like the brand thing has just kind of gone stale over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially because they've not even really stuck to it that well anyway. I mean, a lot of we see it anytime a big show is coming up, like Money in the Bank. All the Raw and SmackDown superstars are there, so they all just appear on whatever show anyway. So yeah, I would love to see them just have it more as like, here's these three brands. For the most part, people could appear on just about any of them. I definitely think that could go a long way, especially in trying to get people to watch all of them.
Yeah.
If you're that was something my late grandma before she passed, she was big into wrestling, and she watched Raw and SmackDown every week. But then she'd watch NXT sometimes. She's like, I watched that show on Tuesday, but I don't know who any of them are. Like, it'd be cool if they had more ability to where you could tune into any of the shows and you'd know some people on all of them if people showed up more across all the different
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. And
Deanna, I love. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I love your idea there, Tatum Paxley. Oh, give me Nikki Cross versus Tatum Paxley, please.
Love that. James saying Tatum would do great in that role too. Alicia saying with the Cross group, they need to get Killer Kelly or Rosemary.
That's another thing too. I'd love to see some more in TNA interaction with not just NXT. I'd love to see TNA have some more interaction with the main roster and stuff too.
Could you imagine watching an episode of TNA and all of a sudden the lights go out and the song starts to play?
Oh, people would lose their minds. That'd be the loudest a TNA crowd probably would have ever been.
Ever.
Not that they're quiet or anything, but I just mean like that would be a huge pop.
Yeah, huge. Father James, yeah. Having Father James Mitchell. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun doing that the last few minutes, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
fantasy booking and having fun with it. Silverback saying, bring in Abaddon. Is she really a free agent now? They let her go? I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say it. Not that they were using her anyway. Um, only once a year or a couple times a year. But yeah, that's awesome that she may get a chance to be involved in that. That would be wild if she were involved in this storyline somehow, some way.
Oh, James, I like that one.
I like that too.
That could be a lot of fun.
No disagreements from me. All right, Chris. Well, man, share any final thoughts that you have, and just just what you think is coming down the line.
I was thinking about this watching it. I watched the video, rewatched the Bo video right before we went on air just to refresh my memory, and I'm loving where they're going with this so far. I feel like they've done such a good job in the comeback of them. You know, we got 2 weeks of them just attacking people, just showing their dominance with no explanation why. And then now we got a really cool video giving us some explanation why and some direction, and seeing the story really starting to take shape now. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really excited now where this is going. I think it has so much potential, so many possibilities. I hope once we get to having actual matches that we could get some really great matches out of this. And so yeah, I'm really hopeful. You know, for a long time we didn't know when or if we were going to get to see him again and what that was going to look like. And now that we have some real solid ideas of what that's going to be and some actual story of where we're going, I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. I like the direction they're going. I like the pacing so far of this, and yeah, props to WWE. I feel like they've done a good job of bringing them back in, and that, you know, that's not easy having somebody off TV for that long. But I feel like they've done a really good job of getting them back in and having it be entertaining and interesting.
Yeah, it's another thing to your point that I really appreciate about this. Even though they were gone as long as they were, today they feel as hot as they felt.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is a big thing.
Yeah.
They have some momentum.
Yeah, and I feel like it was really smart. I mean, you know, it's been said for a while, and you know, I 100% agree that the SmackDown men's tag division is one of the best tag divisions in all of wrestling anywhere. And so that was a great call to put them right in the middle of that with all that great talent.
Yeah. And I mean, if you think about what Dexter and Joe Gacy were doing before they went out, I mean, even then we were like, man, if they keep doing stuff like this, you really can't deny that they deserve a shot at some point. So,
yeah. And they're still using those tag team moves that we love so much, and we've talked about them doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Well, man, this was a lot of fun. This was a great episode. Thank you all in the chat for contributing to the discussion and giving us your theories and ideas and thoughts. We really appreciate it. I'm actually going to remember to do this twice in the show. Wow. If you don't mind, folks, drop a like on the video on your way out. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Please subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of these discussions every single week. Thursday, we'll be back for TNA Wrestling. We'll let you know about Sunday. TNA starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. So yeah, come join us then. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Love you too, man. We love you all. We thank y'all so much for joining us weekly and being a part of the family. So, Chris, man, this was a lot of fun.
Yep. Hopefully we got a lot more to talk about next week.
That's right. That's right, man. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Go enjoy some NXT this evening. Should be a lot of fun. Things are heating up in NXT, so go enjoy that. But hopefully we will see you on Thursday. If not, we'll see you all on the next episode of Fireflies Forever. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening and a great rest of your week if we don't see you.
I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I bet in all hope who enter